So Tina used to reply in seconds. Like if you are messaging her in morning, then you would get a reply like random meme at 2 a.m. She would reply long rant about your bad day. She would listen. It's like Tina was always there, always available, always listening. And at first, people were actually thankful, and people used to say things like, "Oh my god, you're the only one who understands me." And as a result, she stayed. But slowly, things started changing. So the messages stopped saying, "Thank you." They started saying, "Why didn't you reply earlier?" If she took an hour to text you back or text them back, they would text her saying, "Oh my god, you have changed." If she said she was busy, they used to tell things like, "Oh, so now you don't care anymore." And one evening, she just left her phone in another room and then she went for a walk and just 1 hour to herself. And when she came back, there were three messages. "Hello, whoa, okay, forget it." And that is when it hit her. People didn't value her presence. They had just gotten so used to her being always available for them. So as a result, like next day, she decided that she's going to change one small thing. She would stop being available for people 24 hours into 7. And it was not out of anger or she wanted to prove a point or she wanted to take revenge. It was nothing like that. And she just wanted her peace back. She just wanted to put some time into herself. And then suddenly interesting things started happening. Some people disappeared. Some people complained that you have changed and you are not like how you used to. And but the ones who stayed, they started saying like, "Thank you for replying. Like, thank you for always being for me." And that is when she learned a quiet truth that when you are available all the time, people assume that you will always be there. So it's not like they will start appreciating you more. It's more like these people, they would start acting like a brat as if they are entitled to your time, entitled to your effort. So the moment you decide that you are not going to put in the same amount of efforts that you were putting in before, that is when you would actually realize the real nature of these so-called people who you used to talk to. Because when you start valuing your time, that is when others learn to value it too. And listen to me, I get it. We all want to be there for our loved ones. We all want to be there for our friends. But before you sacrifice your schedule, you put in so much efforts, right? Before doing all these things, ask yourself that when you needed someone so badly, when you wanted to tell someone that how bad your day was, and that when you were on the verge of breakdown, who was there with you? Because look, the people who were there with you when you were at your lowest, they are the only ones who deserve to be with you when you are actually growing, when you are actually succeeding. And see, some people, they only want to be with you until you are actually growing. But the moment your downfall starts, or the moment you actually need emotional support, they are not available. They don't want to be there for you. Like all of a sudden they are busy, all of a sudden they are not ready to put in the amount of efforts that you used to do. So that is when you need to stop, and that is when you need to prioritize yourself, and that is when you need to prioritize your well-being over their comments. And look, the moment you will start setting up boundaries, or the moment you stop being available for them 24 into 7, that is when, and look, you need to know this before you actually decide that you are no longer going to be there for 24 hours into 7, right? But the moment you stop being for them 24 hours into 7, that is the moment when you're going to be a villain in their life, and they will paint you as a bad guy. They will like spread things about you, or like they will say things about you to other people that, oh my god, she was never there for me, and all of a sudden she just changed, and things like that, and they will never listen to you. And those people, they wouldn't even care to listen your point of view, to listen what is your side of story. And trust me, I have been there once and I know how it feels. It's like they will start painting you as a bad guy, right? For example, now you have started setting up boundaries, and now you're like, look, I know you're my friend, and I respect you, and I generally want to be friends with you. But the thing is, just because you're my friend, I cannot give you 24 hours into 7. I cannot just be there for you, because I also have my own life, right? And the moment you say these things, they wouldn't say anything on your face, right? Like, they wouldn't say anything. They would be like, okay, I get it. But behind your back, they will spread rumors about you, they will say things about you, right? And once you realize the things that they are saying about you, you will feel heartbroken. You are gonna be like, oh my god, did I do something wrong? Like, I just told them that they can no longer treat me like a trash, right? They can no longer take me for granted. And now all of a sudden, I am the bad person for actually setting up boundaries, for actually taking a stand for myself. And you will question that, is it worth it? Because I did it so many times. And so that is what I want, and this is why I want to tell you guys that it is going to be worth it. And trust me, the decisions I took to not be there for anyone 24 hours into 7, to prioritize my own mental peace, to prioritize my life over theirs, I would take them 1,000 times if I had to. 1,000 times. Because the people who don't respect your boundaries, the people who don't respect your decisions, they are not your people to begin with. And see, some people, and most of the time, there will be a group of people, or like a bunch of people, right? They will start complaining, they will start questioning everything, right? They will start painting you as a villain, because you being available for them, or you being always available for them, they were benefiting from that thing. They were benefiting from you not prioritizing yourself. They were benefiting it. And now that you have not allowed them to benefit from that thing, they will panic. They will panic. Like let's say, for example, earlier you were there for them 24 hours into 7. Whenever they used to call you, you used to talk to them. Whenever they needed someone, you were there for them. Whenever they texted you, you always replied. But now that you have your own life to focus on, and now when you are actually prioritizing yourself, you are not giving them that attention anymore. And that is why they will panic. That is why they will try to guilt trip you. They will say things like, oh my god, you have changed all of a sudden. Is it attitude? Is it ego? And trust me, so many people have told me this very same thing. So many people have in my past tried to, guilt trip me into changing my decision. Like, they wanted me to be there for them every time that they needed someone. But the moment I needed someone, they have their own career to focus on. They have their own life to focus on. They have their own friends to hang out with. And I'm not supposed to have my own career. I'm not supposed to focus on my life. That is how these people think. That is what they want. Seriously, you need to stop prioritizing them over your own life, over your own goals, because it's benefiting no one except them. And you're the one who's at disadvantage. You are the only one who's who's getting all the disadvantage from that dynamic. And look, I have actually met some amazing people as well, who actually have a life of their own, right? Who also have priorities in their life as well, and who understand that I just cannot be for them 24 hours into 7. I just need my own space. I just prioritize my own mental peace. And even they love to do that as well. So it's not like you will be abandoned, because see, I thought that I would have no one, because I thought that no one thinks like that. It's just that people like to use other people, and that is just how things work. I use you, you use others, and they use someone else. Like, this is like a cycle, and you just cannot escape from that cycle. That is what I used to think, and that is why leaving those people behind who were always using me for their entertainment was a very difficult decision. And I didn't want it to leave them at all, because I thought that I wouldn't have anyone, and that I would be abandoned, and that apart from these people, like, no one will approach me ever. And after leaving them, after being like, you know what, I'm done, I'm just going to prioritize my mental peace, my life, you know, over them, right? And I left them, and I was like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I blocked them. I stopped talking to them. That is when I started meeting some amazing people who were actually okay with me wanting space, with me not being available for them 24 hours into 7. Obviously, if you are in a situation, or obviously if you are on the verge of breakdown, or if you need advice, obviously I'm going to be there for you. As a friend, I'm going to be there for you. But if you're calling me every day, if you expect me to talk to you every day, and trust me, I had literally people in my life who expected the very same things from me. They expected that I would talk to them every night, every day, like for 1 hour, 2 hour. Like, it's like they were demanding it from me. They were like, you should talk to me every hour. You should talk to me every day, no matter what your parents are thinking, no matter what your siblings are thinking, no matter what everyone else around you is thinking. You should text me every day. You should call me every day, because that is what I expect from you. Well, for starters, what about what I expect from you? It's like their expectations needs to be fulfilled, within seconds. But the moment it's about my expectation, but the moment it's about what I'm expecting, trust me, a guy did said this to me when I refused, when I told him that, look, you are my friend, and I would treat you as a friend. And just because you're my friend, that doesn't mean that I should talk to you every hour. I should message you every time. It's like you want boyfriend benefits without being a boyfriend is just crazy to me. And I respect my mental peace, and so you should respect my decision as well, and you should stop demanding things from me, because this is not how friendship works. And he legit texted me back saying, oh my god, you are always so detached from everything. Like, how are you able to live in your future, because you're so detached from people, that you don't care about them, that you don't care about their emotion. You're just cold, and you're just so rude. And trust me, I was like, what the heck are you on? Like, are you drinking and texting, or like, are you on drugs, or what? Like, what? Like, are you even listening to what you are saying? Me demanding you to respect my boundaries, me telling you that I just don't like this dynamic that you're forcing on me, is like, me being detached from you is just crazy. And I don't see anything wrong if you're detached from people, if you're detached from things around you. I don't see any wrong in that, because I tell these people so many times, even in my life, I always try to practice detachment. I always try to be like, I need to detach from these things. I need to detach from that thing, because at the end of the day, expectations, I don't want to have those expectations from anyone, no matter how close you are to me. Because at the end of the day, you're a human, right? You have your own brain, you have your own thinking, you have your own morals, you have your own philosophy, you have your own things that you believe in. And it's okay if those things don't align with the way I do things, or the way I think. So it's just that if I'm respecting you, or if I'm respecting the way that you're behaving, or like if I'm respecting the way that you think, the things that you believe in, then you should also respect me the same, right? So that is why never be available for people 24 hour into 7, because they will never be glad, they will never feel like they are so lucky to have someone like you. All they would feel is that they would think that you don't have life of your own, and that just because you don't have life of your own, then they wouldn't even respect you. You wouldn't gain their respect ever. No matter how devoted you are, you will never get you will never get their respect, and you will always be the one who is always humiliated, who is always disrespected. And trust me on this, you can literally Google up. There are so many people, like even in real life, there are so many people who prioritize like their loved ones over their own self, and see, you can literally see how their loved ones treat them. They treat them so horribly. They always make those people insecure. So you can be kind, yes, but you should know where you want to be kind or where you don't want to be kind. You should know the difference. And that is when you would actually be able to live your life, because there are literally people like that guy who are waiting for a chance to just use you for their entertainment, for their benefit. And the moment that they are bored, they would just abandon you, and they would literally act as if you have never existed, as if you have never talked, as if you have never met before. And trust me, when that day comes, you would be more heartbroken, because you would be like, I did so much for this guy, I did so much for these friends, and look how they treated me. And no matter how much you're going to blame them, or like no amount of blaming them would actually bring those memories, or like bring those happy time back. It would never. And you would only grow bitter and bitter, and then you would stop putting efforts altogether. You will be like, now I'm not going to put efforts anymore. And that is not we are aiming to be. You should know when to put efforts, where to put efforts, and on whom to put efforts. And that is your call, that is your decision. So that is it for today's video. And if you like the video, then like, share, and subscribe my channel, and we'll meet next time. Bye bye.